Hey everyone, welcome back to the Weapons and Warfare series, where we break down the weapons that shaped history. During 1942, the U.S. is ramping up for World War II, and they're churning out tanks, planes, and guns like crazy. But there's a problem. The iconic Thompson submachine gun just can't keep up with demand. It's expensive, it's complex, and production is lagging. Enter the M3, nicknamed the grease gun. A cheap, ugly, but incredibly effective alternative that became a wartime hero. Today, we're diving into its story. If you're into World War II tech, hit that like button now and let's get started. By 1942, the U.S. Army had expanded to wartime strength, and it was clear the Thompson submachine gun, that gangster favorite from the Prohibition era, couldn't meet the massive demand. It was reliable, sure, but way too pricey and slow to produce. So, the Ordnance Department went on a hunt. They tested over 20 U.S. and foreign weapons throughout 1942 to find a simple, cheap replacement. In the end, they designed it themselves. The M3 won their own competition and was officially adopted on December 24th, 1942. What made it revolutionary? It borrowed production tricks from Europe. Maximum steel stamping and forming with minimal machining. This blowback-operated submachine gun followed a classic under-magazine layout, but learned from others' mistakes. No more overcomplicated designs, just pure simplicity to avoid the failures that plagued early World War II weapons. Now, let's talk nuts and bolts, literally. The M3 was all about simplicity. Its body, a tubular structure stamped in two halves and welded together. No fancy finishes here. The barrel was machined inside but rough on the outside. Most parts were stamped or drawn, keeping costs down. The bolt, machined and independent, running on two steel rods to ignore any lack of tolerances. It's cocked by a handle that engages the bolt, and the ejection port is sealed with a spring flap for dirt-proofing. The magazine, a snug 30-round box fit. No extra openings. This thing was built to last in the mud and grime of war. The buttstock, a retractable wire structure that doubles as a tool for stripping the gun and loading mags. Sights are basic, fixed notch in post. And the rate of fire, purposely low at 400 rounds per minute, so it wouldn't climb during bursts, making it easy to control. Single shots were easy to fire off also. Let's have a look at some specs. 45 caliber. Ammo, 45 ACP like the M1911 pistol. Weight, 3.7 kilograms, about 8 pounds 3 ounces. Length, 756 millimeters or 29.75 inches. Barrel, 203 millimeters or 8 inches. Operation, simple blowback. Muzzle velocity, 277 meters per second or 910 feet per second. Soldiers called it the grease gun because it looked like one, plain and practical. But man, was it satisfying to shoot. Easy, reliable, and no frills. The M3 hit units in summer 1943, but 6 months in, minor tweaks fixed breakage issues. Then, in April 1944, came the big upgrade, the M3A1. They ditched the cocking lever for a hole in the bolt. Just stick your finger in and pull back. Genius for speed. The ejection slot got longer, and that wire stock, strengthened and now a multi-tool. But timing was off. The M3A1 barely made it to the front line before World War II ended. No worries, though. It roared back for Korean War in 1950. Production restarted briefly, but it was declared obsolete in 1957. Still, it lingered in U.S. service and spread worldwide. All U.S. Army models use 45 ACP, but the original spec allowed a 9mm swap for barrels and bolts. Thousands were airdropped to OSS units in Europe for parabellum ammo compatibility. Copies popped up too. Nationalist China made both calibers, and Portugal's 9mm version even borrowed MP40 features. U.S. soldiers, they were mounting the early M3S, too plain compared to the M1 carbine, which troops loved, but it got the job done without the fanfare. In action, the M3 saw limited World War II frontline use, but really proved its worth in Korea. It was issued again in 1950. While the hate from some GIs, it never got the Tommy gun's glory, and the M1 carbine stole the spotlight for its performance. But let's give credit. This gun was a production marvel, cheap, tough, and effective. It probably never got the recognition it deserved. The wire stock's evolution made the ejection slot longer and the gun more user-friendly. If you're a collector, these are gems today. So there you have it, the M3 grease gun. From wartime rush job to enduring icon. It proved that sometimes simple wins a war. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more weapon histories, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.